Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. I'm Great Scott.
Hey, Scott!
And on this channel we use free champions only, which means we're going to use rares, campaign farmables, daily login rewards, and those champions that you can get from the clan shop that everybody has access to, and also from like the Tag Team Bazaar. If everybody has access to them, they're fair game. We're not opening any sacred shards to get those ultra legendary S tier champions. We don't care. We're looking for rare champions, free to play champions, farmable champions, stuff we can get through all the content so that if anybody comes to our channel and says, I can't do this, Great Scott, what do I do? You can look at this and say, here's how we do it with rares. Today we're going to look at Clan Boss, Nightmare Clan Boss to be exact. When I look at Clan Boss, I'm like, how do I beat the Demon Lord on Nightmare or higher with rares? Well, here's what we do. I put together a selection of rares. You're going to see the Frozen Banshee Grave Chill Killer combination. Not everybody has those champions. You're going to see a lot of other champions in there that are like endgame champions with unkillable teams and infinite shield teams. We don't have any of that, okay? There's no Demitha. There's no Bat Eater teams here. This is just rares. We're just trying to do enough damage to get our rewards, to get our prizes, right? You just need the stuff. And so it doesn't matter if it takes us 1 key, 2 keys, 4 keys. We just want our stuff, okay? This team can do Ultimate Nightmare. But right now we're going to do Nightmare. Now, Frozen Banshee is there as our lead, so she can get increased accuracy in all battles. So we want to land those poisons and those poison sensitivities. We've got Apothecary purely as a speed character here. We could use Haikatoon in a speed lead, or even put her secondary to try and boost our turn meter. Apothecary is the best one here. He does throw an occasional heal, which is good, but we're not here for a healer. He's here pretty much to boost our turn meter and give us increased speed. We've got Coffin Smasher here, another rare that you're just going to pull from shards. His job is to decrease attack. He also throws a burn, but it's a rare burn, so it doesn't do as much damage as an epic burn or a legendary burn. So we don't care about the burn so much. He's not going to be kicking out a lot of damage. He's actually a defensive character for this team. He's just there to reduce the damage we take. So he's got a 3-hitter on his A1 that decreases attack. That's all I really care about. I don't really need the burn too much, but a little extra damage never hurt anybody. We have Marked. What is Marked here for? She doesn't kick out a lot of damage. She doesn't hurt the clan boss at all. She's not a poisoner. All she does is increase our defense by 60%. That reduces the damage we take. Sometimes she's going to block the stun, but the timing just isn't right. Most of the time, she's just there to stop the damage from killing us. So we've got Coffin Smasher to decrease the damage he's putting out. We have Marked to decrease the damage we're receiving. So that's how we stay alive for 15 to 20 turns. And that's ultimately the goal. There's an advanced quest that survived 20 turns on Clan Boss. That's what we want to do. Ultimately, we want to survive long enough to do enough damage to get the goods, right? I also have Kale in here. Now, if you didn't start with Kale, you already started behind the 8 ball. Kale is great for Clan Boss because he throws poisons out there. Now, if you don't have Kale, you can do an Outlaw Monk. He's pretty good. There's other poisoners out there. If you have Grave Chill Killer, she's okay too. But really, Kale is where it's at. He's got good damage, he's got good multipliers, and he's got good landing of poisons. So we want to make sure all those poisons land so we can get the most damage out of our run. So we're going to start this on auto. Maybe I should show you the team setup just so you know what we're actually working with here. So on Frozen Banshee, I don't care about the A2. I turned it off. I want her to do poison sensitivity, and then I want her to do her A1 to drop some poisons. Apothecary, I don't care what he does. All I care about is this boon of speed. He's going to hit this every time, and occasionally when somebody's about to die, he might throw a heal on there. You're going to see him do his A1 quite a bit. So I do have Giant Slayer on him. It doesn't really do much damage. You're going to see at the end he's kind of pointless other than he's going to be speeding people up. Coffin Smasher. I like the fact that he drops fire, but it's not number one. Number one, and that's why I have his opener as this Mallet Crescendo. The reason is because I want that decrease attack. The decrease attack is going to keep me from taking the damage. I want that on all the time. So that's why he's here. She has the block debuffs and increased defense. That's what I want as often as it's available. Now, she also brings decreased accuracy, small version for 2 turns. I don't care about that so much. It is an AoE attack, so you can use her in other places, but for the most part, I want her to do this one. Now, I've got that set up as the second in the attack. I want her to open with Dance of Blades because it does decrease defense, and I don't get stunned in the first round. It's not till the second round that they start throwing stuns out. So I want her to open with this one and then throw the block debuffs. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But that's what I got her going for. Later in the game, it works. Later in the fight, it works better that way. Kael, just want him to throw his poisons. These are the big poisons. Doesn't have a huge chance of landing them. He's got 4 times to try, 50% each time. Maybe he lands them, maybe he doesn't. Then when he's not landing those, he's going to be landing these, where, the small version of poison for 2 turns. Now, unfortunately, sometimes the small version takes the place of a large version, and he's actually counterproductive here, but I don't mind. He works for this particular setup. So let's run this and see how we do. So everybody's fast. We got a decreased attack. He actually earned 3 out of the 4 poisons with a poison sensitivity. We're doing good so far. Our Marked actually landed a decreased defense on that first round. Now she's blocking all the damage. Not blocking damage, blocking debuffs. And trying to stop all the damage from kicking our butts. But we're starting to max out the number of debuffs. And every once in a while that happens. So we miss a few poisons. We can miss some burns. We can miss some decreased defense. We can even miss our decreased attack. Which is something we don't ever want to miss, but that happens sometimes when we max out the debuffs. So that's why I don't really like Kael as much. Once I'm through the Doom Tower and I have my Dark Kael, I'm going to substitute this Kael for my Dark Kael, because my Dark Kael does put poison sensitivity out there, but he also triggers poisons. So that's going to reduce the number of debuffs, allowing me to place more debuffs. So he's going to wind up doing a lot more damage for me when I get him out of Doom Tower. The secret rooms eventually just get shards, and of course you get him. He's going to replace my regular Kael, because he's going to work well with Frozen Banshee and get those debuffs down to a manageable amount so that we can actually do more damage in a shorter period of time, because we don't run out of debuff spots. No one's really getting low. We're on turn 8. We're at 4 million damage. Everybody's full health for the most part. We've got some high defense on. We've got some block debuffs on. We're all fast. Everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. There's not really any danger here. As time goes on, for some reason, I don't know if this is true or not, I feel like the clan boss actually increases his resistance. I don't know if it's true. I haven't read up on it. This is just hearsay. But for some reason, toward the end of the fight, my poison sensitivities just stop landing. I get fewer and fewer decreased defenses. It just seems like I'm doing less and less damage to him as time goes on, because he's resisting some of my debuffs. Don't know if it's true. I do know that he hits way harder every round, so he does more and more damage to me every single round. So right now we're on round 13, turn 14 maybe, and he's going to start kicking my butt. He's going to take like 25% of my turn meters, even with my defense up, even with block debuffs. He's going to just be kicking my butt every single turn, more and more and more. What I hope to get out of this is like maybe 10 million damage. I'm not looking to get 39 million damage on one run with rares. It's not going to happen. But if you can key enough and get over 39, you're going to get the biggest chest with 4 keys. That's not a problem. And what I might do is I might use one of my extra keys here just to run an Ultra Nightmare to show you what this team can do against an Ultra Nightmare boss. They typically hit about 6.5 to 7.5 million, which is not a bad amount considering you only have to get to 17.5, 17.6 to get that first chest. So if you're getting, 3 keys, you're going to get that first chest. You do 3 keys on that one, you get plenty of chests, and everybody's happy all the way around. You got lots of chests coming through, especially if your clan is beating the entire clan boss and getting double chests on both Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare. I've been in clans where that's happened before. I did not stay with those clans in the past because I wasn't high enough level. But in this particular clan, as long as I meet their clan versus clan requirements, I can stay and continue with them for the long term. So, 11.28 million damage on a random, all auto, all rare team that anybody has access to. Assuming you've been playing the game for a couple of months and you've been turning in all of your ancient and mystery shards, you're going to get most of these champions. Now, substitutions. Let's see, who can we substitute? If we're going to make a substitution for a poisoner, Kale's the best, and everybody gets Kale. I don't know if I'd necessarily substitute Frozen Banshee for anybody, because I like the accuracy. So I might be willing to put Drexthar, who's also a free champion that you can just buy through the, I believe it's the tag team shop. You just buy Drexthar just every week. Just make sure you're buying his shards, and eventually you're gonna have Drexthar. He's got 90 accuracy bonus for the lead. Frozen Banshee only has like 30 or 50 or something, so she's not anywhere near where Drexthar is from an accuracy. And Drexthar automatically applies the burns, so you can shut off the burner from Coffin Smasher because he'll always have burn on him from Drexthar. Let's see, who else? What else we have going on here? We can throw. So here are my free champions. Drexthar, great champion. He doesn't really have great gear on him, but he does the job. This is Artak. I got him for logging in for 7 days in August. I'm about ready to vault him. I don't need him anymore, and a lot of you won't have access to him because it's already too late. I've got Rhonda. She was at the beginning of the year, just log in for 7 days, you get her. I don't even use her anymore. Yannicka is free. You can buy her from the clan shop. All of these characters, everybody else after this is all free. I mean, my Armiger, you can buy from the store. Shield Guard, you can buy him from the store. Syl, you get her at 6 months. She's free. Oh, here's the new guy, Sun Wukong. If you're watching this, chances are you can probably still log in for 7 days and get him. He's free. I am going to when he is no longer available to all of the players out there, I'm going to vault him. I'm going to vault Artak. I'm going to vault Rhonda. There's no reason. You're not going to see any videos of me using them because if everybody doesn't have access to them, then it doesn't do us any good on this channel. So they're going to go in the vault, and I'm going to show you how to beat the content without them because you don't need them. All of these people, Coffin Smasher was on the team, Frozen Banshee was on the team, Kale was on the team, Apothecary's on the team. You can substitute Apothecary for High Katoon. She's going to give you the speed that you need. You can substitute Frozen Banshee for the free champion Drexthar. He's going to give you even more because I think he's got 70 accuracy in battles where she only has 35, so it's double the accuracy. You're going to do much better. If you needed some more survivability, Yannicka is great for Clan Boss. She gives you extra attack, but I wouldn't use that. I would still use Drexthar for the extra accuracy because in her case, she's going to give you Leech. Leech is great because that means nobody needs lifesteal. If everybody is going fast, they're going to be proccing either Giant Slayers or War Masters, and you're going to be healing yourself anyway as long as you place these leeches on the clan boss. So Yannicka is great for placing those leeches. Make sure she has enough accuracy to do it, but you won't really have to worry about that too much if Drexthar, with all of his accuracy, is your lead. I also have used Spirit Host. Why? She's got 10% speed in all battles, but she also has a cleanse. So she blocks all debuffs, she removes them, and then blocks them for a turn. So if you're worried about that stun, she can strip the stun, or if the speed timing isn't right, she can block them from coming up. She also has an increased attack on everybody for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. That's great. She also heals herself by 50% of the damage she inflicts when she attacks. So she doesn't even need lifesteal. So what I've got mine in is I've got her in a bolster set with a resistance. And that's plenty to protect the rest of my team for at least 3 turns. She heals herself by 10% a turn. In addition to healing herself for 50% of the damage she does, she's fantastic, especially for Clan Boss. You can also use Valerie. Why is Valerie and Spirit Host great in combination for Clan Boss? Because when you put a block debuff for 1 turn and you follow it with Valerie's increase the duration of buffs by a turn, you get a 2-turn block debuff. Which means if your speed timing isn't right, you still block the stun. If you're an off affinity, and they're putting a poison on you, or they're putting a decreased attack on you, or they're putting some of these other debuffs that the Clan Boss puts on you, she can stop that from happening by following Spirit Host. In addition, she's got a shield and a heal. So that kind of replaces Apothecary for a heal. It doesn't replace the speed lead because you still need to be fast. But if you have High Katoon, plus a Valerie, plus a Spirit Host, you can be blocking all that stuff, increasing your attack for multiple turns, because this is on a 3-turn cooldown for 2 turns. If Valerie extends it, now you get a 3-turn increased attack on a 3-turn cooldown. So everybody always has increased attack. Great options for the Clan Boss. It does not have to be the exact 4 rares that I chose. All of them are viable. You just have to build some of them and use them. I mean, I guess you get 5, but even War Maiden is a good choice because she's going to reduce the defense of the Clan Boss. She's going to increase attack on herself, right? And then, of course, you got Valerie here prolonging it for another turn. So if somebody gets stunned, you can wipe the stun with this and increase all of your buffs for a whole nother turn. So Valerie is amazing for Clan Boss. Spirit Host is amazing for Clan Boss. High Katoon is amazing for Clan Boss. War Maiden is amazing for Clan Boss, but the ones that I showed you typically get me the highest returns every time I play, and that's why I use them for Clan Boss. So I hope this was helpful for you. Please please subscribe, check out the other videos, especially if you're a new player. There's a lot of good content in there, and until next time, bye-bye.